would like to know some outline as to the difference in a state like Mississippi as to how close or apart are they to our standards, because I have to be mindful of the fact that the inmate is a citizen of Texas and the family is a taxpayer in Texas. We want to make sure that they are as close as to this Texas standards as we can.
We can request copies of those and get them to the commission so they can.
Thank you.
Could I make a comment on that, Commissioner? You know, about 34 years of my experience, most of it's been law enforcement, so, you know, I love the challenge of corrections, because it is I love a challenge, and trust me, if you don't know, it's a challenge. And you bring up a very good issue, because I ask a lot of questions about that. I love learning, and and I'll be honest, I asked that question recently of some of our staff and our county leaders. I'll tell you, first of all, the first part of your question, that I had some issues in our outlying jails in other states had come to my attention, and I sent crews of compliance teams to those jails to look into the complaints of, you know, assaults on inmates, because I wanted to know what's going on, and we challenged those wardens to see what type of security, what type of staffing plan they had. But I'll be honest, Commissioner, I thought the state of Texas probably would have stepped in, and that would have been y'all's role, that we don't really have a choice, as y'all know. We're having to outsource, and we're having to find jails wherever we can with beds, and some of these are out of state. And I was under the impression that, you know, whatever state requirements, because I think the state of Texas is probably the best. We're proud of what we do in Texas, and I think our jail commission standards are the best. And you know, I think this may be something we can all work on together, because I think as we outsource to other states, you're right. I mean, I don't sleep good at night knowing that the inmates in my jail or the jail in Mississippi are not being cared for in the manner that we are trying to care for in the state of Texas, and what our mandates are for care and custody in the state of Texas, that we're leaving it up to Louisiana or Mississippi or whatever state it may be. But I was actually surprised, I guess, find out that that's really on us, that now we're supposed to send inspection teams out to those. And we're more than willing to do it. I think there's just this disconnect. I know on my part and the sheriff's part, there definitely was, that we kind of were under the assumption that the jail commission kind of made sure that happened, that look, these are Texas inmates. They may be in Mississippi, but these are Texas inmates, and these are the standards of care that you're gonna have to provide for those inmates. And I think there's work I think we can do, some conversations we can have, but like I said, because we're more than willing to commit. You can ask the chief, any issues that popped up. I said, get a compliance team over there and find out what's going on in that jail. And I've had those wardens have to draft me letters and tell me, yes, you will comply with this, this, and this, and they do that. They'll put that in writing.
I'm glad you've been thinking about this. I mean no disrespect to the state of Mississippi whatsoever, but I want to just be mindful of the fact that we have a process that probably needs continuous improvement. I know that there may be a gap now, but some of this probably should fall back on the firm that it's outsourced to, in terms of adhering to the standards of what you do in the contract. So I think as we go forward, I would just like for us to be mindful of the fact that we need to try to close the gap between our standards and what another states may be, where there is a unbelievable, unforgivable gap. So
Agreed.
that's the only point I'm trying to make.
Agreed. We'll commit to doing our homework, and the next time we report back to you, hope to give you much more information on the closing of that gap.
Well, Chief, and I'd also add to that, though, those are contract stipulations that you can set with Louisiana and Mississippi. So there's variations in certain standards that you want to remain hard and fast on. That's contractual setup for negotiation with them. So
Thank you, sir.
they'll comply. Any other comments, questions from the commission? Hearing none, Mr. Chairman, I'll pass it back to you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.